As you know, Port Hope, like many other places across the province, and I think the last numbers were, over 500,000 of Ontarians were without power. And many of our residents were not only without power, but without water, without access to internet, and with really spotty cell phone service. So it truly was an emergency situation in Port Hope. I would say that our first responders, as well as members of the community, really came together to provide a lot of support and assistance to Port Hopians, and especially those that I would consider to be most vulnerable and at risk. I want to do a special shout out to all of our staff and volunteers in Garden Hill that in Station 3 that really worked around the clock, really going beyond any kind of call of duty to serve our community. I was just so impressed with the response and the care. And our crews just continue to work to help our residents where is needed, clearing debris. And I think there's two things that we can learn from this event. One is we often put out those calls to people to say, be prepared for 72 hours with your emergency kit that's got the food, the water, your medical supplies, anything else. And I would say now that folks might want to consider more than 72 hours for those kinds of emergency kits, because truly, I think we're going to be seeing more and more of these kinds of adverse events. I think they're going to become part of the norm, and we have to be prepared. And we saw that in our municipality, as well as the county north of us, some folks were without power for almost a week or more than a week. Right. And so we really have to be realistic about that moving forward. And I've also talked to our Director of Protective Services and our chief, our fire chief, to say, can we do a fulsome post-mortem on this and see what lessons we can learn as a municipality moving forward to be better prepared. And if anybody wants any further information about emergency preparedness or any resources around that, I would encourage folks to look at porthope.ca/emergency/preparedness. And I do look forward to the kinds of lessons we've learned from this event, because as I stated, I really think we're going to be seeing more and more of these kinds of adverse events in the future.